Hello and welcome back to Hari's Academy. Today we are going to learn about autoscaling groups. So before learning more in detail about autoscaling groups, we will see what is the scenario or use case behind it. Think that we have Amazon.in website and they have some deals, like some days they keep it as an offer like Great Indian Sale, right, where they have sale on almost all the products. So what will happen in this sale is like whenever there is a sale, people tend to visit that particular website or app more and often. That is where our demand or the spike will be more for this particular websites. So to handle this spike, because suppose if in regular timings, like suppose from Monday to Friday, okay, so think that only 10 EC2s are being used. But because on this sale we have very good discounts on different products, people tend to visit this website a lot. So think that on Saturday we had a sale and we were expecting more demand to this particular website, and that is where you think that at least 20 EC2 should be needed to handle this particular spike in the load, right? So to handle this, I need not wake up in the early in the morning and try to do this manual scaling, right? Like, okay, these many users are there, so based on this I will have to increase these many EC2s. So to avoid that, we have an option called as auto scaling groups. So we can set up some conditions or called as scaling policies. We can set up some scaling policies based on some conditions, like suppose if average CPU time, okay, average CPU utilization of my EC2 instance, suppose if it is greater than 80%, then I want to have a spike, like I want to add, suppose I want to add 3 EC2s, suppose, okay, I can mention these conditions like this. So not just CPU utilization, you can also keep some application metrics like number of users. If crosses this much, then we need to go with these many EC2s. So this way I can set up some scaling policies and then I can scale up or scale down. So I can also say that if it is less than 40%, suppose if average CPU time, average CPU utilization, okay, utilization of EC2, if it is less than 40%, then I don't need to have extra CPUs, so extra EC2s. So I'll say remove 2 EC2s. This way, based on the demand, based on the hike in the number of users, or spike in the number of users, or number of the CPU utilization time, I can reduce or increase the EC2s, right? So this can be achieved using auto scaling group. In auto scaling group, we have four different type of auto scaling groups. ASG. What are those? One is fixed scaling. Okay. Next one is target tracking scaling. Third one is simple scaling, and the last one is step scaling. Okay, step scaling. Now let us understand more in detail about what is this fixed scaling, target tracking scaling, simple scaling and step scaling. So let's see the first one, fixed scaling. Okay, the name itself says scaling is fixed. I don't want to increase or decrease, but I wanted to maintain a fixed number of EC2s. So suppose if I say I need 4 EC2s, okay, so it will be fixed always. Suppose what will happen, there is a situation when all in these 4 EC2s, suppose one EC2 is failed in the health check, suppose it is not active. What it does is, it will add one more EC2 to maintain that 4 as a fixed scaling, right? That way we will have at every time we will have 4 EC2s running to handle the load. This is called fixed scaling. Second one, second one is target tracking scaling. Okay, here what will happen is, we will tell the system that this is my scaling policy, like if average CPU capacity, is greater than 90%, should not be greater than 90%. Okay, my average CPU capacity should not be greater than 90%. So what will it do? Suppose I have one EC2 running and it is crossing 90%, suppose it is crossing 95. Now what will it do? We are not telling it how to achieve it, but it will We are just giving a condition saying that this is what my average capacity should be. It should not cross 90%. So now because one EC2 is crossing 90%, it will add one more EC2 and take the average of it. So now my first EC2 is having 90% as CPU usage, and second EC2, because it just got started, it will be 0%. Divide by 2, this will be coming around 45%. So that's how it maintains. So when again this keeps on increasing and it will be more than 90%, the average CPU capacity, if it is more than 90%, again that will be adding or removing few EC2s. So this is what we are saying. Target tracking, we are not going to tell the system how to achieve it. We are just going to tell this is my scaling policy, it has to maintain that, and it adds or deletes based on the condition. Now third one is simple scaling. Third one is simple scaling. Here we can give one scale up condition and one scale down condition. So only one condition can be given for scale up as well as scale down. So I can say that if average CPU utilization is greater than 80%, then add one EC2. So this is one scale up condition which I have given. Next condition, which is if average CPU utilization is less than 60%, then remove one EC2. So I can give only one scale up and one scale down condition. That is the only option which we have it in simple scaling. So if we want to have multiple conditions for scale up and scale down, we will have to go with step scaling. So this is the most advanced scaling, which is step scaling. Here we can specify more than one condition for scale up and scale down. So I can mention this way: if CPU utilization is greater than 80%, add one EC2. I can also mention one more condition here for scale up, like if my CPU utilization lies between 70% to average CPU utilization less than 80%, then add one more EC2. So this way I can scale up and scale down incrementally, add one EC2. Okay, and without adding or deleting at once, we are doing it step by step, which is incremental. And I can give one more condition, like if CPU utilization is less than 40%, then I don't need to have any other extra EC2, so remove one EC2. This way I can add one more condition: if CPU utilization is greater than 30% and less than 40%, then remove one more EC2. I can give multiple scale up and scale down conditions. So these are the differences between all the other scaling process which we have. So we have discussed, first is fixed scaling, wherein we give only the fixed amount of EC2 should be present, whatever might be the situation. Either my EC2 can go wrong, then it may go to unhealthy status, and then still it will try to maintain that 4 EC2s. That is fixed scaling. In target tracking, we are just going to say the condition, like this is the condition I have to meet. It should not cross 90%. The average CPU capacity should not cross 90%. So to reach that, what it does, whether it will add or delete the EC2s and then take an average of it, and then it sees whether this condition is matching or not. Third is simple scaling, wherein we can give one scale up and one scale down condition. So I can say my average CPU utilization, if it is greater than 80, add one EC2. If it is less than 60, remove one EC2. Similarly, for step scaling, we can give multiple scale up and multiple scale down. So it will be like a step format. We are incrementing or we are decreasing one by one, rather than incrementing one at once, right? So that is where this is the most advantageous scaling which we can see. So today we are in the next lecture we'll see this demo. For now, if you have any questions on this theoretical part, please let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching.